You're saying in essence that APC is an anti-Igbo party?
No, it is. It is. Okay. It is. Don't you see what's happening in Imo, for example?
Okay.
They're so happy they've taken over Imo State. All the 419 national Igbo are now working with them.
Viewers and subscribers, this is BVI Channel 1, and it's my pleasure to sit one-on-one with a father and a leader in Igbo land, the president of ADF, Igbo Development Foundation, Professor Ozodimma Nwala. Sir, it's good to have you again.
Thank you very much, Chinedu.
Since after the political season in Nigeria 2023, what has happened, everyone saw it, how things had really nosedived in terms of governance. What is your take on it, generally speaking?
There is something I learned along the line in human struggle, and that is on a point again what you experience. You just shake up your head. You again say, I think that is the situation in Igbo now. Because Oti Hegagane and I change me when you can son and I change Igbo fufu. I think everything has landed. The chickens have come home to roost. I have kept recently mentioning one thing, the very crucial, and it pains me because I realized this thing quite early, and I wanted us to see how we can close that gap, fill that deep hole. What is it? Ndị Igbo anyị adịchaghị relevant in the international system. We were relevant in the time of Eze, Ogo, Akanibiam. We're relevant in the time of Zik. We tried to be relevant in the time of Ojukwu and so on, but we missed the track. When Okpara set up the ECFC, I think that's what it's called, Eastern Nigeria Furniture and Construction Company, along with Chejenubu of Gidibia, and invited the Israelis. That was a company they set up. And by that arrangement, he was in touch with them, linking up strategically with them. That was one of the smartest moves. When Azikiwe, from his own experience, realized that we had lost the war, we had made some mistakes. But at that point, he felt there was a way to show up, prevent our total collapse. And one thing we should give to Azikiwe, people call him a Fabian socialist or actor. And that is his style. He was very pragmatic in his style. And what finally completely exposes the philosophy of that style is his saying that he who fights and runs away
lives to fight another day.
That was his statement.
Yeah.
He didn't believe in the Carthaginian style of a soldier dies but never surrenders. That was not Azikiwe's style. And the Carthaginians who used that style got completely decimated by the Romans. You know. So he believed that you should fight and run away. And that in real battle, there's a moment to surge forward, there's a moment to withdraw. A moment like to do tactical withdrawal. You know, but the youth does not know that. You know, one of the things make me grasp the spirit of the youth. Na magana ojo so abakwogo. little youths, any watakiri bidoro praise were not very strong. He had a wutie. Ogana Biba Superman. He say Superman. He only had for your former DK wish Biwa and you game again, will she Tua Bienaja? And what himself, the name of that is this is so Zeke at a point we needed to do some tactical withdrawal. That's what led to the Kampala thing. I don't want to continue that track, but I think we have made serious mistakes. That mistake has continued in the hands of our young men who came out, opportunities to become vocal voices of the struggle, Igbo redemption. It happened at the time of Wazirike. It was happened at the time of Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, Igbos are hero worshippers. As I told you at the Constitutional Conference, Ogana say, Igbo West, that we're not giving him true respect. I was in his house, boy, and say, he came back. Igbo West, it's not correct. That Igbos are great hero worshippers. But what you should understand is who is an Igbo hero. That's what we should understand. Where I say the Igbo hero is not the man who tells Igbos, stand up, sit down, right turn, left turn, forward march, not about turn. Say, no, it's not the Igbo leader. It's not the military commander. The Igbo Eze is the Eze that sits down with them, communes over them, understand their predicament,
allows everyone to pour their own opinion,
and then become the spokesman, ready to even to die on behalf of the Igbo. That's the Igbo hero. That's the Igbo. Not the man who tells them right on. He's a man who communes, understand them.
So it's in summary of what you're saying, for better understanding, the Igbos are a kind of people who wants their voice to be heard.
They're democratic,
very
Republican community. That's what we are. That's what we are. So the point is, we've missed this point. And those of us who, from childhood and from experience, got involved, committed to see how we can pull the Igbos out of the wood. I remember the first collective effort we made was 1994-95. During the celebration of 2008-2009, when the whole world was celebrating, things fell apart.
Okay.
We got into it, got the Igbos. Okay, nobody was doing anything. The only place I knew that celebration was Nebara. So when we program, they no go and say, look at and here Shemani celebrated how Igbo sing about our civilization. That's what he wrote on. And we don't seem to care. But then we went on organize ourselves and took part in what we called First Festival on Igbo Civilization, which was a major event. From there, First Festival on Igbo Civilization. Our culture, understand our culture. Then after that, who challenges I when I say, okay, let us organize another program that will enable us to understand our predicament both before, during Biafra and after Biafra. Let's understand ourselves. Look, see how we can swim out of this wood. Or I could with that colloquium of 2014. I have our first international colloquium on the Igbo question in Nigeria. What were we looking for? We said, let us see if we can imitate the Jews. Let us get intellectuals. And you know, you've been with us, you know how much we've assembled Igbo intellectual leaders, Igbo traditional rulers, Igbo diplomats, all of them were in ADF. You've been part of us, And we started reaching out. How do we now get into the world? We first of all wanted to fill one gap. That is the gap you and I are trying to fill today. I am youth this thing. I believe they can relate to myself. We got a point. we find that was Wike Ezigbo Guruguru. And he on his followers. Agakatanka, Kinando Kanapota, at least we saw part of this. We were the first to visit Nakuje prison. You know. The IPOB form, I think you know who formed the IPOB. Nobody formed the IPOB. You know. And all we were looking for one thing. Also, Burene were youths. Umukrobia. The team Buna Bamba, Nalrohogo, Bruka Frefu. So that's what we're trying to feel today.
Okay.
We're beginning to feel. Let us have the youths that will understand where we're going.
Okay.
You know. So that is our problem is understanding what the world is today.
Okay.
Getting back to basic, getting all our key people, which is educated of people in the Jewish literature,
Okay.
and start to move. But people like you and others are important actors in this.
Okay. Okay, sir. Let's take a quick of your reaction, a swipe on what is happening in Lagos State today. Some people are looking at the massive demolition happening across Lagos as a political punishment on the Igbos, especially who are mostly the victims, as a result of their involvement in the political, their support for non-Lagos, or they call it anti-Tinubu's vote. So people are looking at it as a political demolition. What is your word for Ndi Igbo, especially those living in Lagos and outside the Igbo land, with respect to the vision of ADF?
First and foremost, Nwafi Igbo follow a Hegelian experience and events in the last few years. They're surprised over what is happening now, when that already mature. What kind of miracle or soothsaying are you going to look for in order to understand what's going on? You heard of the Kunle interview?
Yeah.
Interview involving the vice president of APC. What did he say? That they, the Northern Fulanis, are going to align with the Yoruba wing and decimate Igbos and drive them away from Lagos. It was stated there.
Of course.
So who is surprised of what is going on? You know what's going on?
So you're saying in essence that APC is an anti-Igbo party?
No, it is. It is. Okay. It is. Don't you see what's happening in Imo, for example?
Okay.
They're so happy they've taken over Imo State. All the 419 national Igbo are now working with them. So what I'm saying is that and Igbo, we need to go back a bit and start reflecting on the way out. You know, the P2B phenomenon was a good one. We supported it, but we knew from the beginning its limitations. I remember one or two messages I sent to him. I quoted Machiavelli. Machiavelli saying, all armed prophets have succeeded. All unarmed prophets have failed. It's a major lesson in world global struggle. You know. That is what is happening with Israel today. Israel knew that the situation Hanauru, Ebono, or this thing, all firepower, you know, and they build up themselves. Kanye, Ebono, alone, you know. But it was not so before. Even our women knew that. That's why they were able to fighting the colonialist movement at the early stages. They knew it was war, this thing. Every morning, the women got up from morning, every time. Europeans saw them as warriors.
Okay. All right.
I get in the thing.
Yeah.
So
now to the Southeast governors as we have today, what's the link between ADF, what you are doing, with what they are doing? Is there any connection, or is there any meeting point between the activities of these governors in the southeast. Looking at what is happening in Abia State, for instance, or in Anambra State, we've known that of Imo State and Body State is in the hands of the anti-Igbo party. Yeah.
Well, Chinedu, I think you know, as well as some of us do, what ADF has been trying to do. You heard of when the issue of regional defense came up, protection came up.
Yeah.
Organizational reform, Southeast, well, the Southeast Defense Fund also, you know, Southeast Security, this thing.
Yeah.
I when I meet in Nakoma and this thing, you know. We decided to set up a security district to protect our labor. You know, and they put up a program to say that defense of Igbo on the various layers, on the federal government, on the regional government, on the state government, on the communities, local government, on the families. You know, we worked out all these things. So we tried to join them with Ohaneze to set up Southeast Security district. We came in one no my chairman also. And we were moving. We slept once or twice a day, moving. Until suddenly what we had was the federal government has come to meet with the governor to set up, what was it called?
Ebubago.
Ebubago and so on and so forth. And
it became a nightmare.
And so forth.
I think at that point
I resigned from that thing. And I monitored with some of our chaps, they were recruiting to this thing. And they told us that the so-called security they set up, if they have information of what the Fulani is doing in any village, in any area, and they go up there and get information that will enable a counter move to be made, when they bring the report, they'll add them to doctor it. But who are the people leading our security in this thing? They're all non-Igbos. Just like how they want to do this thing, our judiciary and so on and so forth. And that brings you and I to ADF Green Book, you know that.
Yeah.
That is the only road Igbos have to go.
Okay.
To go. I don't see what a northern judge is doing in Igbo. I don't see what a northern military officer, a northern police commissioner will be doing in Igbo. I don't see.
The same thing is applicable elsewhere.
Even America, which is not, which is an arch-capitalist country also, all cases of New York begin and end in New York, including electoral cases. New York judiciary cannot determine who is governor of California or Washington at this thing. So over here, we fought for that during the Constitutional Conference, that we should have autonomous listings of all the various regions.
So you're talking about the restructuring of Nigeria to regions?
Restructuring Nigeria, regional listing, yes.
To have a true federalism?
Yeah, true federalism, that's the point. But now we are saying Nigeria's restructuring should get in terms of autonomous states, autonomous federations.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is to say, Igbo. Incidentally, things were better during the early colonial period. That time, Eastern Nigeria was its own representative abroad.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be.
Everything was that. Even that regionalism was sweeter, better, more democratic, more humane. Right now, they have taken over everything. Everything. Including a Sokoto judge can decide who is governor of Imo State and who is not governor of Imo State. So
with the way Nigeria is today, even the Yoruba people have already made a statement telling the Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he must restructure Nigeria now that Nigeria can never work with the way it is, no matter your reforms. Do you agree with that?
But it's an old, it's truism. We know that, you know. But the best restructuring, which would be in line with the historical development, is the one outlined in the Green Book.
All right.
Nigeria is a multinational federation.
Okay.
Nigeria is one of the Sikh collection of federations trying to survive today. All federations have dissolved into the most realistic state formation. a state of one language, one culture, of one people, one language, one culture. There may be internal variations.
Yeah.
You know, as long as Nigeria remains as it, all federations have dissolved. You know that very well. There's hardly any other federation. Look at East Africa Federation. They're all happy as mini states. You know.
All right. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate yourself. We hope to have more of you again on the program. That is where we're wrapping it up on this very interactive section with the president of Igbo Development Foundation, Professor Nwala. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you, sir.